When I was 4 years old, my mum said, if somebody's racist to you, get on with your life. You show that you're a better person than by living well. But for some reason, I couldn't move on from this. I was not okay, even a year later. Full disclosure, I didn't know that I wasn't okay. My girlfriend said, hey, I don't think you're okay. I said, why do you say that? She said, oh, you cry a lot. Inside Out is a sad film, but not when you're a 36-year-old man who's seen it 5 times before and is now just reading the Wikipedia plot synopsis. She said, you need to see a therapist, and I refused, which is so hypocritical of me, because I do so much work for mental health charities for free, because I'm a fucking great guy. I might be the best man that's ever lived. Sometimes the charities say, we have a fee, we can pay you. I say, no, the crazy people need it. And the reason they always want me... The reason they always want me and people like me is because men of colour disproportionately don't go and seek mental health support. So I guess they figure if they get a bunch of us to talk about it, it will improve numbers. But it's clearly not doing it. I couldn't even do it for myself. Apparently I was just walking around going, men of colour, please, get help. There's no shame in it. But in my head I was thinking, but not me. Not me, I'm the greatest man of colour that's ever lived. It goes, me, Muhammad Ali and Blade from the film Blade. Eventually, in a pincer movement between my girlfriend and the comedian and actor Brett Goldstein, my dear friend, they tricked me into going to therapy. Brett emailed his therapist with me CC'd in, and the email just said, this is Nish, he needs help. And then, having been unwilling, I was uncooperative. For the first 3 weeks, she'd sent me homework and she'd say, have you done the homework? Like, no, I haven't fucking done the homework. I'm not here to work, I'm here to be worked on. Cast your spell, mind witch. Eventually, she boiled my homework down to one form. It's a PCL-5 form. It's a negative mood indicator form. It asks you questions about negative moods. It says, are you angry? Are you stressed? Are you upset? Are you depressed? You rank those moods 1 to 5. 1 being not at all, 5 being I'm feeling this quite a lot. And I was filling it in dog shit. Man, I'm Nish, I'm the best. After 3 weeks of this horse shit, she lost her temper. Do you know how far you have to push a mental health professional before they lose their temper? She said, and this is a direct verbatim quote, you are filling in these forms aspirationally. I am asking you how you are feeling, and you are telling me how you wish you were feeling. I said, why is that a problem? She said, what do you think I'm treating you for? I said, I don't know, man, bad vibes. I don't know, like, my vibes are suboptimal. She said, I'm treating you for post-traumatic stress disorder. You are exhibiting classic symptoms of PTSD. And when she said that, my first thought is something I will always be embarrassed by. My first thought was, oh, Kumar, you fucking pussy! Ooh, I got shell shock from a BAP. Now, the reason that I thought that is my understanding of PTSD was fundamentally flawed, based as it was on some films and that one West Wing episode. All that happened is that I believed the death threats. I believed that that was going to happen, and I'd internalised the trauma of that threat, and I was constantly reliving it. So 5-6 times a day for a year, I was imagining what was going to happen when I was assassinated, right? And I didn't realise that that was weighing down heavily and fundamentally warping my entire personality. Now, for some reason, as soon as she said PTSD, something snapped in my head, and I was like, oh, I need to take this seriously. It's a very mild case. Soldiers have it severely. Historic victims of childhood sexual abuse have it severely. I've got the PTSD equivalent of scraping your knee, but if you don't deal with a scraped knee, it can really fuck up your life, right? And now I'm in it and I feel much better. It's been a really helpful process for me. And I go to therapy every single week, and I'm embarrassed by my reluctance. If I was trying to make excuses, I would say I wasn't really brought up in a therapy supportive culture. I was born in England in the mid-80s. And if you remember England, now we're all like, yeah, we should talk about our mental health. In England in the fucking 1990s, if someone said, hey, should we talk about our mental health? Someone else would say, why don't you shut the fuck up and drink some gin, you cunt? Like, that's where we were at with it. Also, I'm Indian. My parents are Indian, and that's not really a culture that has been historically supportive towards chats about mental health, man. You can't go to your Indian parents and say, should we see a doctor about my mental health? Because they'll say, no, we don't see doctors, we be doctors. But those are just excuses that I'm making because I was reluctant to do it, and I'm embarrassed by that, right? And now that I'm doing it, she says things to me that challenge me and make me think about the world in a different way. Sometimes she says things and I have no way of answering them. Like, she said this to me. She said, you seem to have a very low opinion of yourself. Now, I ask you, oatmeal dickwads of the piss room, how is it possible as a human being to not have a low opinion of yourself when you know all the things you've thought? How is it possible to not have a low opinion of yourself? How do you do that? When you know how many times on any given week, because someone is being slow in the queue in a supermarket, you think, I hope you fucking die later. I hope you fucking die, and I hope the way you die is you get run over by a bus filled with all your family, so they never process the shame of murdering you flat as a pancake, you 6 items in the 5 items or less queue cunt. Can't you read? You know all the lies you've told, not just the big lies, the small lies that you tell every day, that your brain tells you off for telling as you're telling them. Why are you telling people you've read Tess of the D'Urbervilles? You never read Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Why does it matter if you've read Tess of the D'Urbervilles? What are you going to do if someone says, what is the plot of Tess of the D'Urbervilles? Oh, there's this girl Tess, and let me tell you, this bitch is off the D'Urbervilles. You think you